Now I just want to have a quick chat with you about nutrient ratios. So basically, New Life Spectrum, owned by Paul Talbot, he does a lot of research into ratio of nutrients. And what he's done over the years is test what he puts in the fish, and then he tests what comes out of the fish to basically work out what ratio of various nutrients, vitamins and so forth the fish are actually absorbing. And his work has been quite legendary in that his research has basically found that herbivores, predators, omnivores, the ratio of nutrients they actually consume is actually quite similar. So though the fish have evolved in times of scarcity to feed on all different foodstuffs, the way they process the food may be different, but the ratio of nutrient that they actually use is very similar. Therefore, you can basically feed the same food to basically all fish and basically get the same results. So this one here is one of my absolute favorites. This is probiotics from New Life Spectrum. And the probiotics not only is a cold extruded food, so it's not a pressure cooked, heavily processed food in which most of the nutrients have all been destroyed, creating the pellet. But it's also got the probiotic bacteria in the food, which means when the fish poo, the bacteria in the poo eats the poo, and any uneaten food basically eats itself. So I find that this sort of food is so much cleaner for your aquarium. But the thing that I really want to point out is with the high or the accurately ratioed food, is that let's say one fish ate all the food, then the ratio of nutrients going into that fish is relatively right regardless of what the sort of fish is. And Paul Talbot's actually done studies on this as well and found that if individual fish eat all the food, providing it is a high quality balanced ratioed fish, so this much protein, this much blah blah, vitamins, whatever. So if the nutrients go in for what the fish require with balanced ratios, that means when the fish poo, then the nutrients come out with relatively balanced ratios. Therefore, if fish like catfish are scavenging on the waste of your other fish, then the poo from those fish, if fed high quality foods, still has very good high nutrient values and is still very healthy for your fish. On the other hand, if you feed, say, a bulk protein food, then any vitamin stuffs or anything that may have been beneficial in the food will have been taken out by the fish that ate it. So therefore the waste is actually low quality because the waste has been stripped of vitamins and so forth. And that could be said in reverse. So if you're feeding noris or stuff like that, maybe it lacks protein, maybe it's got a lot of vitamin in it. So therefore the waste that's produced is not of a balanced, even ratio of nutrients. So if you feed a high quality food, then high quality food goes in. That also means that you don't need to feed as much, and it also means that high quality poo comes out. So if you have a scavenging fish that are relying on the poo of other fish, it is super important that you're feeding those fish a high quality food. Therefore, if you're feeding your tank a high quality food and your catfish, for example, aren't coming up and eating the food, they're just getting the poo from the other fish, that is not a major drama. If you're feeding low quality, heavily processed foods and your fish are not getting actual food, then that will be a massive disadvantage for them because they will lack a lot of vitamins and various nutrients that the fish that ate the food first would have actually used. So at the end of the day, how healthy your fish are exactly equal to the quality of your food and your water quality. So aiming for the best quality food and aiming for high water quality with plenty of oxygen in the water is how you make sure that you have good, healthy fish.